L3HARRIS is a company we merged on the 29th of June this year. We're now a company of revenue 17 billion, 50,000 employees, and more importantly, 40% of those employees are engineers. The merger's gone very well. We're working on quite a few technologies and programs in the defence space right now. Let me give you some examples. For instance, we're doing the external communications on the Collins-class submarine with a systems integrator for the shipbuilder Lursen for the offshore patrol vessels. We delivered Land 200 phases 1 and 2 to the Army for a bunch of their radios. We'll also be in the process very soon of delivering Peregrine, which is a EWISR platform to the Royal Australian Air Force. We're certainly interested in cryptographic upgrades for the Army. Probably the biggest challenge is the size of our company now. When you look at the range of opportunities across Australia in the defence environment, given the government's focus on growing the defence budget, our biggest challenge is bringing together all the capabilities of the combined merged company into bundling opportunities to better serve the customer's interests. One of the advantages of L3HARRIS is over the years we've merged, we've worked with primes, we've worked with SMEs, we can be a prime ourselves. We have, for instance, we work with something like 500 plus subcontractors in Australia and suppliers. We also prime to big companies like Boeing, Lockheed, Northrop. So we can work both sides of the fence and we do it very successfully. Doing business in Australia for L3HARRIS is a lot easier than some of our other, I guess, more or less developed countries, because Australia's got a very robust acquisition system. It's a very level playing field. It's very easy to deal with. We also do a lot of exporting though. One of our companies in Brisbane, for one of our business units in Brisbane, for instance Micrio, does a lot of exports into the US market. They're an exporter to Raytheon, for instance. One of another business units over in Perth does a lot of exports into the Middle East in terms of port surveillance. So we're very much like the US, Canada, the UK. The Australian market is a nice level playing field, a market that's easy to deal with. Sometimes in the rest of the world it's a bit of a challenge. It's very important for L3HARRIS to be at a show such as Pacific 29. If you just look at what the government is doing in terms of defence, if you look at $190 billion odd dollars the government is talking about over the next 4 years, you look at the emphasis they have on the continuous shipbuilding program, programs like C1000, C5000, C1350, you can see why a company such as L3HARRIS, which has a very strong range of maritime capabilities, is at a show such as Pacific 2019.